Hey guys, Coach Lou as we round the bend here into May. It is springtime in Orlando. Feels a little bit more like summertime. As you can tell, I am out of the office because we have no power at the office. I was about to do this production for you and we lost power. So going on to the premise of what we do so much, and that is get resourceful. You don't always have all of your resources at hand, but let me tell you, you can always get resourceful. So that's a great way to kick into the H1 situation because you don't always have a full gym or a personal chef or somebody or a massage therapist on standby. Would be nice, I gotta say, that would be really awesome to have like the gym right outside the house, have your personal chef cooking all the healthy, delicious foods in the world, and have your massage therapist, chiropractor, and acupuncturist on call right next door. That would be the perfect world. So this is what we're going to touch base with here on the whole H1 concept is about getting you to make the best choices always with the given situation. Because sometimes the absolute best choice isn't available, but that doesn't mean you flush it all down the toilet and go in the other direction. You know, you may not have accessibility to wheatgrass shots, but it doesn't mean you drink Coca-Cola instead when you might have a fresh fruit juice you can drink or something on that order or good alkaline water. So as we round the bend into May, we're going to do a 6-week series here. This is the cool part of it. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on our 6-week series, and I'm going to jump right into today's training. And hopefully you've seen the live video by the time you're watching this training, and you've read the blog posts, and you've got some insight on where we're going today. But here we go. I'm going to go ahead and give you the timeline of the next 6 weeks that we're going to spend together on Monday mornings on the Monday Motivation Show here with me, Coach Lou. Honored you're spending the time with me and honored you're taking these trainings and working through this. We've got some huge, good stuff on the horizon, guys. So be ready. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up. We're really excited about it. Stay resourceful. It was easy for me to kind of lose momentum and get aggravated today, but no, I'm here delivering content to you because that's where I need to be right now. Not worried about whether it's taking place in our better equipped studio or if I had to makeshift it from the dining room table. Hey, got a new view to look at for this video, right? Awesome. Okay, here we go. Week 1, which is today. What are we going to cover today? We're going to cover where are we now? Where are we in life? What is our health? Where are we starting out? The one thing I'm going to tell you is I'm not going to judge you. It doesn't matter if you're 300 pounds or 130 pounds today. You can't do anything about it this instant second and go, well, I'm going to knock off 50 pounds in the next 5 minutes unless we take a chainsaw and start hacking off limbs. All right, so where are you now? We're going to get bloody honest. Where are we at right now? We're going to take it from there. The next step is, where do we want to go? What is it you really want? What is the body fat that you want? What is the energy level that you want? Not, well, it would be nice if. What is going to be a must for you to carry you through the next 6 weeks and give you that emotional endurance that we've talked about on the other series to get you through this, to get you to step up, schedule it, take part, and do what it takes to have what the rewards are. Let me tell you, the rewards are 10 times greater than the strain and the effort that you're going to put into getting there. So then the question becomes, where do we begin? Okay, we're going to have to begin somewhere. Yes, we are. So today we're going to talk about basic nutrition, basic fitness, and basic stress relief. That's going to be our kickoff point for today. So that's where we're going to be today, which is week 1. Week 2, we're going to talk about fasting, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beauty of it. The options of how and why when it comes to fasting. We're also going to get into preparation and scheduling of your routines, not only of your fasting, of your dietary, your exercise, your rest. Forming habits is like the missing link that people have. They don't link up the habits and get into the habit of doing things. So a habit should get is powerful. Like your workout, say, oh, I don't have time, or I thought I would do it today, but I didn't get to it. So form that habit and make it so that it's like not missing going to work today, or not missing going to pick your kids up from school at 3 o'clock. You wouldn't leave them sitting on the sidewalk till 6 and go, hey kid, I didn't have time to get to you. So these are the things that I'm talking about, scheduling it in and treating it like it's important, because your body, your health is important. H1, folks. Without your health, without your energy, you're not going to be the best at anything you do if you don't have optimal health and energy. Let me tell you, talk is an idea. Committing is a step in the right direction. Scheduling it makes it real. So that's going to be week 2. Week 3, we're going to talk about eating for balance and how to achieve your goals. How do you really find that dietary lifestyle? Not that diet. Everything's a damn diet these days. We've got the keto, we've got the Mediterranean, we've got the vegetarian. I'm being sarcastic there, but honest to God, each and every one of them have something good in them. But it's when you put it all together. There's some great stuff in keto. Dave Asprey's done a lot of research on that, and you'll hear me make references to things like his bulletproof brain octane oil and stuff like that we use and love, and it's great. But you can't live only on fat. Likewise, you can't only live necessarily on vegetables, although that would be the closest to the healthiest. You could be vegetarian and could have a good balanced diet. But the fact is even like you get into the vegan diet, and the only thing they say is just don't eat an animal product. Doesn't mean it's good for you. Sugar's not an animal product, and vegans consume a lot of it. And if you're vegan out there, I'm not picking on you, because some vegans understand that sugar, just because it's not an animal product, doesn't mean you can consume all you want of it. There's certain vegetables, as we're going to discuss about lectins and stuff like that, that actually are toxic to the human body. And you may have to, prepare them in a different way to make them better and kill off those lectins. So there's a lot of truths you're going to find out as we're going on this journey. What about eating a whole food versus blending, like smoothies versus juicing? Which is better? Well, we're going to get into that. What are you supposed to do? Which one or all, and how that all works and what's the best? That's going to be in week 3. Week 4, we're going to go into truth about fitness. We're going to talk about cardio versus strength training. What are the proper exercise levels and routines at your stage of life? When you're 15 or 18 or 22 or 42, 62, 92, there are certain different things that are going to apply. It doesn't mean, you can't exercise because you're too old, too young, this, that, or the other, but there are certain types of exercise that are more beneficial at different stages of life. We're going to get into that, because I don't know where you are right now. I mean, some of you I know who we're talking to, but you might be 15, you might be 58. You're at a different stage of life, and there's different ways to approach that to maximize it for you. How about matching your goals with your lifestyle? I want to be a marathon runner, but you're not willing to get your butt out there and run and train. It's not going to happen. How about, maybe you do a labor job and you're starting to have some back issues, and somebody tells you, well, go to the gym an hour a day, and you go and walk on a treadmill for an hour. That's probably not what you need to help strengthen your back up. So matching your goals and lifestyles to your exercise. To enjoy longevity of staying on an exercise program, the word is enjoy. You've got to find stuff you like. If you hate weightlifting, chances are you're not going to stick with it. Do you need strength training? Yes, but there's other ways to get strength training other than just lifting weights. Some people love weightlifting. I love weights. I love strength training, but I'm also an avid runner. So, there's things, and you balance it all out. Then we're going to talk about testing and monitoring. How do you know if this stuff's really working? How do you watch your body comp? What does it mean? We're going to talk about that in week 4. Week 5, we're going to get into stress management. All right, not everybody's got any stress out there, right? Yeah, right. I'm a stress management coach. You think that I have no stress? No, I just am learning to cope with it and turn it into more positive energies. I'll give you a quick peek into that. Stress and excitement are parallel, almost exact physiological responses in the body. It's just what meaning you assign to it that makes it negative and stressful or positive and exciting. Interesting thing we're going to learn about there. So we're going to get into the why and how. Why do you need stress management? And then how do you do it? Sleep management, same thing. How much? What kinds of sleep are there? Sleep hygiene. How important is it? Do you really need 8 hours sleep? Can you really do okay on 4? What's up? What's the reality of this? What are we going to do? Week 6, live it, baby. Here's the time. How do you put it all together in a lifestyle that's, number 1, achievable, number 2, sustainable, talking about enjoying it, scheduling it, making it part of the way it is, and fun. You got to enjoy life. And enjoying life doesn't mean damaging your body. Some people say, I'm drunk, I'm a fall, I'm enjoying myself. Are you really? The next day when your head's going thump, 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 and you're unproductive and people don't like to be around you and you just plain out stink because you're drunk and hungover? Maybe not so much. Maybe there's other ways to get that enjoyment that's good for your body, or at least not harmful. So, and then after that, on the 6th week, we're going to talk about what's next in your journey here. What's next in your coaching journey? What comes next? All right, guys, so there's your preview of what we're going to do. Now we're going to jump into day 1. So this is going to be a little longer training because I gave you the whole preview of the whole setup there. But week 1, where do we begin this journey? Here we go. We're at the starting line. You might be ready. You might be going, I'm ready. You might be going, I don't know about all this stuff, but the guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. Maybe I can pick up a little something here and there, but I don't know if I want to get all into this. Wherever you're at, let's go. Let's get going and get moving in it. This isn't going to hurt. This isn't going to be miserable. This is going to be exciting. You're going to put in some effort, yes, but it's going to give you back so much. It's going to give you that energy. It's going to give you that control about what you have coming up in life. Almost all diseases these days are caused by inflammation of some sort, or damage to the DNA, or chemicals in our foods, in our water system, this, that, and the other. This isn't conspiracy theory shit, folks. This is reality. It is what it is. It's out there. We're being bombarded by toxins, chemicals, stress, acid, you name it. It's coming at us day in, day out. And what are we going to do to combat that? We take care of our bodies to the best of our abilities. Are we going to totally avoid it? No, unless you live in a bubble, you're not going to avoid this stuff. It's going to come at you. Stuff like this, my spirulina. Yes, that's essential water. It has spirulina in it. And people go, ew, seaweed. I just drank seaweed. You know what it tastes like? Nothing. It gives the water a little sweet flavor. Yeah, it's dark green. People go, oh, I'm afraid of that. But check it out. You shake it up. See that foam? That's energy being released. That is what your body runs on, is energy. But we're going to talk about all that stuff. So the reality is yes, I live it. Yes. Do I zag out once in a while? Yeah. Do I have a stupid piece of candy or something like that, especially with Maddie around? She eats a little more of the kid food than I'd like to, and once in a while I snatch a cookie or something. But do I sit there and eat that all the time? Do we sit there and eat processed garbage all the time? No, very tiny amounts in comparison. And once in a while you're allowed that zag meal, and we'll talk about that. So, basic nutrition rules. Are you ready? Here's the gospel. It's coming. This is going to be long and tedious. And just dig in here for about 2 hours, because this is going to be really, these basic rules are going to be long. All right, here it is. Number 1, 80 to 90% of your food should be in its raw, natural state. Okay, if you eat pork, don't eat it raw. If you eat chicken, don't eat it raw. That's why I say 80 to 90%, which leads me into 80 to 90% of your food sources should be vegetable or vegetable-based. Now, that's excluding some of the vegetables that we're going to discover are not good for the body. But you don't want to eat big old chunks of steak, this, that, and the other, and think you're going to be healthy. You're not. If you're going to eat a piece of steak, less than the size of your palm. And people go, I eat a big old 16-ounce ribeye. Well, that is about enough to feed Jeb's family and everybody else's family. Because let me tell you, the reality is this. Piece of meat, size of your hand. Piece of meat, cut off the fat if you can eat a red meat. Chicken is not my favorite thing in the world, no matter what it is. Make sure it's antibiotic free if you can eat it. So that leads me to the next thing. Meats must be antibiotic free, pasture raised. Just because they say free range, That doesn't mean much. That does not mean much. That does not mean they're out home on the range, with a nice cowboy hat on, enjoying life in the sun. Some of those chickens they call free range are in a warehouse, and that's not cool. It's not good. It is not what home on the range should be. All right, so make sure it's pastured. Same thing with your eggs. Make sure they're pastured. They're fed organic food, not corn. If it's corn fed, used to be, oh, let's get some corn fed beef, and that was the best. Yeah, it tastes good, but it is not good for your body. So, grass fed beef, definitely a better step up. There's always a step up. You can take it if you're going to eat animal products. Fish, I'm a big proponent of. I love fish, but not farm raised. Wild caught only when it comes to fish, and watch where you're getting it. And keep in mind, fish is going to contain some heavy metals no matter which direction it comes from. You're going to have a slight trace amount of heavy metals. So watch your consumption, watch where it's coming from. Little to no processed foods. Velveeta cheese is not food. It is processed garbage, chemical ridden. Guess what else? Standard coffee can be some of the most chemical ridden stuff. And if you've been around me long enough, you know that we're going to get a quick sermon on that. I'm not going to go very deep into it today. We're going to talk about the fact that make sure you're drinking an organic, mycotoxin-free coffee. This can be the biggest shift if you take nothing else away from today and you switch from the garbage commercially produced insecticide-ridden coffees to an organic, mycotoxin-free coffee. You're going to be miles ahead of the game. And you might say, well, it don't really matter. I only have a cup of coffee. Yeah, well, guess what? Those chemicals, they've been tested left, right, and center in pesticides. There's countless medical journals how they create cancer in the body, how they aggravate, how they create inflammation, guys. Reality is just don't do it. Spend the extra 50 cents or $1 and go get a bag of organic coffee. And guess what the cool news is? It tastes better. It actually tastes like coffee instead of chemicals. Once you try it, you'll be like, hey, I'm not going back. Fasting. Ooh, the F word. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about fasting today. Some people think, oh my God, I'm going to change my religion. I got to go fast. I'm going to have to switch to something. No, there's nothing to do with it. Some religions, talk about fasting, yeah. But physiologically, fasting is good for the body. Now, there's a lot of the intermittent, they call it fasting of today, where they tell you skip breakfast, don't eat till afternoon, and eat all within a 3-hour window, and eat all you want, and that's all. I am not a subscriber. Honestly, the fasting that's worked best for me and best for clients has been usually picking a day or two where you do a 24-hour water or black coffee fast. But we'll talk more about that. That's individualized too. I am still a proponent of eating a good, healthy breakfast to get your day started. I am a proponent of not eating very much later in the evening so that your body is not dragged down and it has time to cleanse out. All right, are we cool with that? We're ready to carry on to some. Oh, yeah. Is that it? Is that really what it takes to eat healthy? Yeah. You got it? Will you do it? That's key to it. Right there, if you just followed those few little basic rules of nutrition, you would be miles ahead of 95% of the people out there. Wow. And that's not even really getting into nutrition. Nutrition is huge, huge study. And it's ever evolving and ever changing. But if I had to put it as a general rule, eat it in its most natural state, like God put it on the face of this earth. Don't treat it with chemicals. Don't cook it to death. Some things do need to be cooked to be safe. Don't cook it to death. Most generally raw, most generally fresh, most generally clean. Pretty darn easy solution. So there it is. We didn't spend hours. Thought I scared you a little there. Basic exercise rules. And I know I've got a couple of you wise asses, and I know exactly who it is sitting out there going, I'm lifting my beer on the sofa. Yeah. Not the exercise, the 6-ounce curls, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's all funny, guys. I love to have fun, and we know this, and a lot of us go back a ways. But that's not exercise. That's not even funny in this day and age because, people tend to look at you, and if you're in any kind of leadership position or community service or anything else, and your stuff and your guts are hanging up over your pants, and your arms hang down low instead of up, and you could fly with those wings, and all those little goofy things we say. You're not getting respect, but number one, you're also not getting, your body's not functioning, so you're not the best at what you do, no matter what it is what you do, if your body's out of shape and out of sync. Sorry, you're not. I don't care how good. You might say, I make $10 billion a year in a hedge fund that I manage. You're still not the best you can be if your body's sluggish and your mind is sluggish from it. So, basic exercise rules. 3 to 5 times weekly is a good start. Preferably 5 to 7 times weekly. I love the concept of exercise. Does that mean balls to the walls, hit it till you fall on the ground and you're sweating and gagging and barfing every time? No. You do that, you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to create too much acid. 3 to 5 times, moderate to intense, some HIIT training. And that's another big thing out there is, everybody's, HIIT training, and they all have this particular program they call HIIT training. High intensity interval training means one thing. You work hard, followed by a period of active rest. Work hard, active rest. What it means is you bring the heart rate up, you let it materialize, bring it back down, bring it up, get you more fat burning and more endurance training than just a steady, moderate workout. But some of those off-day workouts, you want to do a steady, moderate workout. That's good too for building the overall endurance, depending on what your goals are. That is something you get with one of us, one of our trainers, myself, and we talk about a fitness program, because everybody's different. Everybody's goals are different. But I will tell you 3 to 5 times minimum for exercise each week, and we'll help you figure out how to determine what are the best exercise routines. Stretching routine, 3 times a week. Let me tell you a quick thing. Best done after your workout when you're nice and warm. If you're going to stretch and you're not warm, do some warm-ups, do some joint circles. Do something to get the body and the joints warm, because if you're stretching and you're cold, your ligaments are going to be similar to that saltwater taffy. Hey, you leave it out in the summertime, and I know we all had that at some kind of fair or something like that, and you stretch and stretch, and it'll go forever if it's in the heat and it's warm. You put that stuff in the freezer and you go, pop! That's what your ligaments will do. Very elementary, type of example, but guess what? We all get it, because we've all had that stuff where it stretches for miles and miles, and then you put it in the fridge and you break a tooth on it. Okay, so that's the concept there. Cardio and strength are both a must at all ages. Are they the same at all ages? No. They are a must, though. You must continue to strength train in some way, manner, or form. That does not mean you're CrossFit. I gotta throw it on the ground. I can't set it down without crushing myself. That is just stupidity. But some strength training that builds the muscle, that supports your skeletal system, you see where I'm going with this, especially if you're in a later stage of life, is going to help you. It's going to help your posture, it's going to help your nerve flow, it's going to help your blood flow. But just strength training by itself, and oftentimes you do get the cardio because it elevates your blood rate, your heart rate, so in the process of it to deliver the blood. So a lot of exercises already give you both. But the cardio also, you want to keep this muscle strong. This one goes bye-bye, none of them live. Okay, so you got to have both. Like I said, the high intensity interval training is one of the best. Doesn't mean you crush yourself to the ground and then rest a little. It just means that interval with the heart rate, etc. And we can talk a lot more about that. So best done exercise is best done with a professional. A workout buddy's all cool if they really know what they're doing. But important thing, get a trainer, get a coach, at least initially, for the safety, the effectiveness, and to be certain you're working towards your goals. You can be doing one type of exercise, and if you're trying to build muscle and it's at too high of a cardio level, you start to burn back down on the muscle, and you're not going to get your goal. If you're going to run a race and you're doing certain types of exercise during that training period, it might hold you back. So this is where getting a professional, get a trainer, get a coach, get somebody who's over your level who can help take you in the right direction. Cool? You're with me on board here? Awesome. All right, last on exercise is you need accountability. You need somebody to be accountable to. Be it your coach, your loved ones, somebody who's supportive. Don't go to somebody for accountability that, well, we're buds and we're gonna go hang out and have Starbucks after. All fun and dandy. Go hang out and have a nice coffee with your friends. But pick your workout buddies that are really gonna push you. If you're gonna do workout buddies, pick a trainer who's gonna push you. It's not just hangout session. I like my trainer because I feel good. You want somebody that's going to get results. Maybe you don't want somebody that's a total ass, drill sergeant, knocking you into the ground and calling you names. That might not be productive either, or maybe it is. Maybe that's what you need. But find a trainer that you meld with and get that accountability and get that guidance and get it done. Let's face it. You might walk in the gym every time going, oh, God, I dread this. And by the time you're done, you feel better. That's a physiological response. God gave us a gift there, and it's called you exercise. It stimulates chemicals in your body that make you feel better. Okay? Simple. All right, number 3 for today, and I'm going to cut you loose pretty soon here. It wasn't nearly as bad as we thought, right? I kind of preface this thinking you were going to be in for hours of nutritional advice. Pretty simple, guys. This is all simple stuff. The key is implementing. Stress relief. How do you get stress relief? What is good for you? Well, massage is amazing. I personally think massage is not a luxury. Massage is a medical necessity. It is good for your body. It cleans the toxins. It relaxes you. It takes the stress out. It unimpedes the nerve flow. Amazing. Meditation. No, maybe not what you think meditation is. Meditation is focusing, calming, clearing your head, dropping your stress level. It could be a walk in the woods where you shut the damn phone off. You don't want to be, or play some good music, but don't be glued to, oh my God, Facebook beeped. I gotta see that. You can take 10 or 15 minutes away from Facebook and go for a walk somewhere and calm yourself. Or you can sit in the middle of the room with your fingers up and just go, that resonance actually is good, that vibration for the body. It does work. It's not changing your religion or anything to do it. It's simply that resonance is good for the body. And, that's what it is. Or you can do it through prayer. Prayer is a meditation. And you go, oh, that sounds weird, or it's no. If you're praying, that's a form of meditation. You're opening your heart up to your Creator. Oh, not so bad. But that also lets you silence all the other stuff, because let's face it, you wouldn't be thinking about the office and the this and the that and that. If you're praying, that would be kind of disrespectful. So your focus is, on God. So there it is. Prayer is a parallel to meditation. How's that sound? So it's a good way to get both in. It calms you. It's great. Your spiritual connection. Great stuff. Stress relief should be fun. Maybe running an obstacle course race is the thing. Wow, that's a good one for me. Maybe for you, it's floating on a pad in the pool. Not a pad. One of those blow-up thingies. Maybe it's walking on the beach. Maybe it's the S word. Whatever it is that is your version of stress relief. Visualization. It might be, the shit's breaking loose all around you, and you close your eyes for a minute, put the sign on the office door that says out to lunch, and you just sit there and you visualize going to the beach. Or you visualize the person who was yelling at you, swallowing a fly, and you start to giggle about it, and that whole interaction is, okay, well, that was silly. I'm no longer bothered by that interaction with the boss or that idiot customer or whatever the case is. You sit down and just picture something like that, or you picture a beautiful waterfall, or you picture driving a race car. I don't know what it is for you, but find it out to diffuse the stress, because stress will kill you quicker than anything. And last but not least, set your environment up to win. If you don't like your environment, change it. You might be like, well, I'm stuck in a cubicle. Put a picture up of something that makes you happy. Put a picture of something that makes you laugh. Take your 15-minute break, and instead of going outside and going, I gotta smoke a cigarette to calm down. You know what works really good for me? Go on YouTube, go to the news bloopers, and you may or may not like this, but they're usually super funny, and you go, oh my God, I can't believe somebody said that on public TV. And stick your AirPods or your earphones in and look at your iPhone and put it to some good use and watch some news bloopers or TV bloopers or listen to some music or listen to some comedy instead of going out for a cigarette or something like that. You'll find you'll come back in the office even when the day's all hell's breaking loose, and you're going to be kind of snickering, and you're going to be in a good mood, and you're going to try to cheer everybody else up. Because really what we're after in the whole grand scheme of this whole deal is teaching you more growth and ways to grow and get better at what you're doing, get your body, your mind, your spirit healthier, but also get you to contribute. You know, reach a hand out to somebody else, make their day better. Doesn't mean you got to give away stuff all the time, or it's got to cost you money. A compliment, a smile, something to make somebody else feel better doesn't cost you anything. And guess what? It pays you, because have you ever walked away from an interaction with somebody and felt so darn good you want to skip up and kick your heels together like a little kid and go, yes? I'm going to give you a quick example. Behind our building at the office, we got this kid. Don't know what his deal is. I think he lives in his car. Never asks for anything. Very quiet, doesn't bother anybody. Not quite sure what the deal is. Doesn't seem to be drugs or alcohol related. But he's back behind our building, and I thought, well, he's welcome to stay back there. It's added security. You go take him a little bit of food and some drinks and stuff. Not drinks, not alcohol drinks. But let me just go take him some water and some snacks that we have at the auction house and at the gym. So I go out there and I gave it to him, and he was so thankful. He's like, hey, thanks, man, I really appreciate that. He said, I was getting kind of hungry, and I'm looking at him going, yeah, it's kind of apparent this kid lives in his car. Don't know what his deal is, but again, it's not like, he's not going, oh, I need money to go buy this or that. He just, I don't know what his deal is, but he turned around and walked away from that, and just seeing the look on his face of, oh my God, somebody's not here to shoo me away or that. And he was so grateful and thankful. I don't know, he was happy, and it made his day, but I think it made my day even more just to do something kind. And, I'm very anti giving money to, people on the side of the street with the signs and that, because it's usually to go buy drugs or alcohol, and I'm not going to support what's taking them down in the first place. Give them some food, yeah. But it felt so good to have somebody be so grateful for what you just did. So that's got a little long-winded on that, told you a story. But the deal is this whole series and everything we're trying to do is really focused on getting you to grow as a person, do better for yourself, but also do better for others in the long run. It's not that hard. What a better world we'd have. And I'm not giving you the kumbaya bullshit of, oh, everybody just hold hands and it'll be okay. No, it's not going to be okay. There's a lot of shit going on in today's world. It's not going to be okay by kumbayaing or anything else. Not that can hurt if that's your thing and you like to kumbaya and it makes you feel better. That's cool. That's stress reduction. I joke about that as an example. But doing something really proactive to help somebody else grow or contributing in a meaningful way, that's what's going to change some of the negative that's going on in society and the world today. And there's a lot of good going on too, don't get me wrong. I'm all about the positive, but we do have to realize there's some cesspool crap going on in our world, and there's a lot of tension where there doesn't need to be. And some, tensions you bring on yourself or certain groups bring on themselves, and violence and stuff like that. If you lash out with violence, you're probably going to expect to get that back. But if there was a little bit more understanding and a little bit more growth and contribution all the way around with everybody, and everybody did one or two things that just did something to make somebody else's life easier without really straining their life, it would be a better world. Just think, how many times have you come across somebody and they've done something nice and you're like, hey, what the heck was that all about? That was, you didn't have to do that. And they're like, well, you know what? Somebody did something special for me earlier today, or somebody stepped up at one point and helped me when I needed help. Quick last final story on that for you today. I was going out marketing one day and I got stuck in sugar sand. And I was already strapped for time and I was starting to get stressy and irritated. And this really nice family comes up and had a strap in their pickup truck. And, just hooked it on and yanked me out finally. And, my van's all covered in dirt and dust. And, I'm like, gosh, I got to do something. I'm really grateful. So I went to give the gentleman $20. He has 3-4 kids with him and his wife. And, obviously very hardworking people. And very kind because there were 100 other people around that saw what was going on and nobody offered to help. So I'm like, well, I just want to, buy them lunch. They're going into a flea market or something. They probably buy the whole family lunch for $20. Regardless, he was like, absolutely not. He said, I did not do this for money. I did this because you needed help. And I really wanted to push him. No, I really want to buy you lunch. This isn't about paying you to do that. I stopped for a second. I'm like, okay, I'm going to offend him because, he really doesn't want the money. He just did it out of the kindness of his heart. And I went from being really PO'd from being stuck in this parking where it said parking and it was sugar sand and I sank into it to being really enlightened and feeling good. And I thought, well, what could I really do? And I just gave him a business card and I said, hey, if you ever catch yourself in a jam, you call this number and I'll be there like you were there for me, and thank you. And the smile on his face and his family's face was like, you get it. And I was like, I get it. They didn't want money. They did that out of the kindness of their heart. But to know that, they had built a bridge with somebody who, guess what? If you call me in the middle of the night and you're out of gas somewhere, I'm probably going to get up and bring you a tank of gas now because you saved my ass. Those are the things I'm talking about. So what we're doing here is getting our bodies, our minds, our spirits stronger to be better people, better for ourselves, better for our kids, better for our families, better for our loved ones, better for the world. Let's step up and make this a better place for all of us. So we're on week 1, guys. Next week, are you ready for it? Next week is going to be fun. Make sure that you're seeing the live replay. Make sure you're going back through all the blog posts. There's a lot of things that build up into this. Next week, a couple of topics: fasting, the good, bad, ugly, and the beauty of it. And then talking about forming your habits, scheduling your habits so that these things that you go, hey, great idea, that we actually follow through with them. All right, are we on board with this? Until we meet again, live with energy, passion, always live your dreams, and just keep on progressing. Have an awesome day. Coach Lou signing off.